So, welcome back, coders. Keep on coding and just never give up coding. You will make it. So, in this tutorial, we're going to talk about React props. Now, what does props mean? Props just means properties. Properties you can pass into React or you can pass into React components. So, props are passed to components via the HTML attributes. So, if you have, like, for example, let's say you have a component here, car, then that's the component. So you can put maybe an attribute like type. Then you can say let the type equal to maybe Bugatti. So the type, this type equal to Bugatti is like, it's like the what? The property you have passed into the car component. So that's what props are. So in this tutorial, I'm going to go further and I'll go further and deeper into properties. So React props are like function arguments in JavaScript and add attributes in HTML. Now let's give an example. Let's make a simple function component, which is car. So let's make a function, then we call it car. Then the function is just going to return a h2 header. It's going to return a h2 header that just says I am a car. So let's make a h2 header. Close the h2 header. Then the h2 header is going to say I am a maybe car. Then you can save. Then you can put here your header car. And then close. That's your component. Now when I save and I come to my browser, the browser should reload. Browser should reload this. Save this once more. Come back. Okay. What? So the browser has finally reloaded. Yes, it has brought back I am a car. Now, excuse me once again, I'm having some flu, but don't worry about that. Now, let's go back and see our code properly. Let's come back and see our code. So we have made a function component called car. Now, what if we pass in let's say we pass in an attribute inside the car, maybe the brand, and then the brand should be a Ford. So if we pass in the brand as a Ford into the car component, then after passing our brand as a Ford, we now need to access it into our component. And to access it into our component, we put the props argument inside the function car. Now this props argument, it comes as a dictionary or an object, as people say in JavaScript. But for me, I like Python. So in Python they call it a dictionary. So it means that if I'm to add more components here, like more attributes, and I add maybe the year the car was purchased, and then I add maybe the year as 1964. So this year 1964 has been passed as a property. So the year and the brand will be put into a JavaScript object, and then the JavaScript object will be named as props. It means that inside here are my function component, I can now access it. So inside my function component, now since I want to put JavaScript code into HTML code, I need to put my curly brackets, because now this is a way of format of doing JSX. So from there, I can name my props, which is now an object. Then in the object, I'll pick out brand. So maybe it will say I have a Ford car. I'll put here then the brand car, maybe made in, then I'll put another curly brackets, because I'm going to add more JavaScript here, and in the curly brackets I'm going to put props dot yeah. Then I can save. So when I save this, the JavaScript what it will do to get these attributes, put them into this object, then I can access the object anywhere in my function component. So if I save this and I come to my browser, you can see that in my browser it has now changed to I have a Ford car made in 1964. So that is the first part about props, how you pass data into props. Now, what if we have a scenario where we want we want props to pass, like properties to pass between different components. Now this can be done. Properties can be passed between different components. So let's have, we're going to have our, probably our car component as our first component. Then we're going to have a second component. Then we're going to see how properties can pass between the two components. So let's say I have my car component and then it has props.brand. Now let me make a new component. Let me call it garage. So let me say function garage. Remember, components must start with capital letters. So I'm going to have my new component. I'm going to call it garage. Now in my new component, I'm going to return something. So return. So I'm going to open my tags, my JSX tags, to make sure that all my JSX is wrapped into one whole tag. So this tag here, which you see where you open this angle brackets and then you put nothing, then you close the angle bracket. This is like a JSX specific tag. If you watch the React JSX video, this is like a JSX specific tag that helps you to wrap your code all together. Now, I'm going to what? Now add some code inside. Now in the code which I'm going to add inside, I'm going to add a H1. This H1 is just going to put out who lives in this garage, or who lives in my garage. So let me close my H1. Let me type. It's going to say who lives in this garage. Now after that, I'm going to put my car component. So I'm going to put my car component here. Now in my car component, I'm going to pass in the brand, and then the brand is going to equal to Ford. Then I'll save. So inside, now what I'm going to render out here, instead of rendering out my car component, I'm going to render out my garage component. And I save. When I come back to my browser, I should have who lives in my garage, and then it says I am a Ford. So now if you have a variable to send and not as a string, you just put the variable in curly brackets. So if maybe you have a variable and you want to send it, you can put that variable in probably curly brackets. So let's give this example here. Let's go back to our code. Let's give an example that inside here, our garage component, I had a variable called car name const. So what I'm meaning, if I have a variable here called car name. Now this variable car name, it may be I pass into that variable my car name, which is a Ford. Now if I want to pass this car name into this car component, since this is kind of like HTML, I need to put my curly brackets because I'm passing in something that is JavaScript. That variable car name it's JavaScript. So then I put my curly brackets and then put in car name. So when I save and I go back to my browser, everything should remain the same, which it has. It has remained the same. So, what if I had an object which I wanted to pass? Maybe probably I had an object here. Let's give an example. The object is car info, and it has some car information about my car. So this is the object. It has some car information about my car. It has the name of the car and the model of the car. Now I can pass an object to this component, and this component to the car component, and the car component can process that object. So to pass that object, I still need the curly braces. Now in the curly braces, I can put in my car info. Now it means that my props, the props, it now has my what? It now has the car info as an object. Now if I want to access my what? My car info. Now remember, props is passed in as a what? Whatever property I put here, it is put into a what? It's put into an object. So if I have, let me show you what I mean. Probably props will be something like this. Props will equal to some object. Now in this object I will have a brand like this. This object I will have a brand. Now this brand object here is going to have this car name and whatever. So this brand object is now an object itself. So if I pass in any other attribute into my car component, maybe if I pass in year, the year will be here, and then it will be pointing to maybe the year 9, let's say 1900. Let me use 1900. So it will be looking like this. So it means that now if I want to access maybe the the car model in my car component. To access the car model in my car component, I go props.brand, then .model to access it. So I can put here .model. So it means that now I've accessed my car component. So if I remove that props and then I come back to the browser, I should see that it's now saying I am it's now saying I am a master. So now that is mostly all about components in functions, all about properties or props in function components. So thank you for watching. Remember, keep on coding and never give up coding. You'll reach there one day. This might look like a slow journey, but you'll reach there. Thank you for watching. Like the video if you like the explanation. See you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.